in the context of the modern political problems, I can say that all I want for Christmas is no nuclear war. Putin. But okay, let's imagine that the Christmas will still take place and the New Year's, if your country rather celebrates the New Year's or whatever your country celebrates. Welcome to this channel. I'm Anna of Northern Germany, a survivor, a fighter, a writer, and the first two things, this is probably what we are all going to be soon. I don't want that. But it's fine, it's fine. Welcome to this channel, and on this channel I'm talking about mental health awareness, about books, about things that I'm passionate about, and hopefully some people in the world are also passionate about. And I am welcoming on this channel everyone and every person who found it or who might have found interesting the topic of the video. And also I welcome my friends, the friends of my friends, and my relatives, anyone. On this channel I promote love, and peace. Originally I'm from Russia, and I'm against all the wars, and I hate the president of my country. I just felt like saying it, and it was spontaneous, so I'm sorry. We are done with the politics. If you want some politics, you can find it in my writing blog. It's medium.com, or hopefully my own website soon, because I'm not really satisfied with the Medium platform by now. But okay, what you can see from the name of the video, today I am going to do some reflection on the topic what to give to people, what kind of gifts to give to people, because this video is going to be out on the 1st of December. The hot season is coming, and frequently I'm lost myself, and sometimes for inspiration I watch such videos. And I decided to film something like this because for the past years of living in Germany, I have collected some knowledge of what might present a good gift to a person, and I want to share my knowledge. And personally I really enjoy giving gifts, and I like sharing ideas. And some gifts I already know what I'm going to give this Christmas. For some people I don't know, because sometimes it's hard when you had given a good gift previous time. It's hard to overshade your previous gift, you know. So I find it a problem. But I'm in a constant research. I'm an open-minded person. And also if you want to share something, I am always open to read your ideas. Okay, so let's see, a bit of a reflection, brainstorm. What can we give to people who have everything? Because I think people who don't have something, it's a bit easier to give them a gift. But what if they have everything? So for everyone who doesn't know, I live in Germany, and it's already more than 2 years since I live in Germany, and I'm a refugee here. If you're interested, you can watch my previous videos of my integration, and sometimes I also film videos about that. Currently, I've got a mini job for myself. And God knows I'm miserable now, but yeah, it's a hard job. I think I will film some short videos about that, or maybe a bigger video a bit later. But yeah, so I live in Germany, and for the 2 years I have been living with my friends who were kind enough to host me, a miserable person who fled from Russia. What you should know about my friends, they're like firm middle class. Just for you to say middle class is good. It's very good, because in Russia we like the extremes. We either want to be like super incredibly rich, or we are poor. No, middle class is very good. we should all work on creating this middle class and for it to become wider. Again, politics. I'm sort of, I don't know what is going on today in my head. Okay, Christmas gifts. Anna, hello, hello. If we talk about typical gifts, in Russia we call it a gift na atvali, and that means it's like a gift just to give a gift, for you not to have a headache about what to give. And in Russian case, it's always money. And in the German case, it's rather a Gutschein. What it is, a Gutschein, it is a certificate to buy some clothes, to buy some books, and it's a good gift generally. But sometimes you want to give something tangible, because a Gutschein, yeah, I don't know, sometimes it gives this vibe of not vali. I don't know what you think about that, but money, definitely. I wouldn't give money these days, but yeah, I have been living in Germany. It's just not a tradition. In Russia it is. And I also mentioned it in the previous video when I was talking about the birthdays, and I was talking about this money loop, money circulations. You can also watch it if you're interested. Not something in particular that you know that the person might enjoy or might want to buy. Maybe let's first brainstorm, and then like to buy a Gutschein is 5 seconds. It's 5 seconds, very easy, and it's a good solution when you have no time, no energy, you're depressed, you're tired, you're whatever, you don't have much money. Also an option, yeah, okay. Or when the person is really in need, like I was in 2022, I got several Gutscheins for Budnikovsky, it's like a pharmacy, a drugstore, or for H&M, what is this, H&M or C und H? You don't care, right? You probably don't even live in Germany, whatever. And in this case, you can give a Gutschein, but let's look at several perspectives what can make a good gift. So first of all, the first one, don't kill me, but I would say that a book is a great gift. What we say in Russia we say that the book is the best gift, but of course we might understand that, yeah, there are various books and the person might not necessarily enjoy reading, right? Because, yeah, books are thick and many of them don't have pictures. And this is exactly the problem. They don't have pictures because many of us in childhood enjoyed like brushing through books, looking at the pictures. And as I had already mentioned in the previous videos about my birthday, and so birthday is a very childish celebration, and also Christmas or the New Year's, because we're expecting some miracle. So we need to try to remember, like, to connect with the childhood. And I think what I figured, a good gift is when you can look at it, when it has some small details and on which you can spend some time, so you can prolong your happiness. That's why one of my suggestions, for example, is books with illustrations. And they are like, there is a huge variety. I was inspired to give books with illustrations, I think a year ago, because I watched one of those videos and there was a video about gifts for intellectual people. It's also nice, of course, but she shared, the woman from the video was in Russian, her interest in books by Anna Desnitskaya. And this is a great example. She is Russian, she is an illustrator, and her books are just amazing, like the illustrations that she makes. I already gave 2 books to my friends. For Christmas, to one of my friends, I gave this book. It's a story, a Russian story in one apartment with illustrations, because the friend of mine, he doesn't have much time to read and he enjoys reading, but I know that he won't read this book. So I just wanted him at least to look at the pictures because he likes, I don't know, history. And the second one, it was on the background of my videos once, maybe like long ago, when I was just only starting my channel a year ago, and it was the Trans-Siberian Railway. Unfortunately, it will be translated into English only by the next summer, I think, summer 2025. So I had to buy it in French because somehow it was translated in French, but not into English. But it was so great. Trans-Siberian Railway, a trip. And for example, European people, from what I hear from them, many of them dream about taking a trip on this Trans-Siberian Railway. I am not a person who's dreaming of it because I know Russian trains, Russian sleeper trains too well. But for a curious person, even to look at these illustrations, to get a peek of another culture, I feel like it's so good. These books with illustrations, well, they will be more expensive than like just literature books, literature pieces, but you don't have to buy lots of gifts, like one gift showing that you thought about the person and something that you can spend time looking into. I'd say that it's already great, and we all have different incomes, and I think these books with illustrations in particular, they made a couple of my friends quite happy about Anna Desnitska and illustration books. If you remember, many of us in childhood really enjoyed encyclopedias, these colorful books with dinosaurs. I liked Egypt history. I was obsessed. And I think when we grow up, our interests don't actually fade away. We just push them to the dark shelves, dusty shelves of our past. And I think when we get a book, a such book, that we can browse and we can look through, I think it's a really good idea. And also, when we talk about small details that we can browse, that we can work with, I think DIY kits that I showed, for example, one in the previous video and also in one of my shorts that I gave to myself, garden house, you can look at it in the previous videos, and there are plenty of them for different people, and I think I already know what I can give to one person, to one of my friends, because I found a DIY kit for a globe, so you can spend some time like building it up, and then you can also look at it. I think it's not a bad gift, what would I say, because it also takes some time for building and looking into it. Another category, because the first was books, and another category, because we're brainstorming, we need to get a gift for a person. So relying on person's interests is a great idea, because you can dig deeper into it. And if a person likes going to the theater, to the cinema, you can buy a ticket, or to the concert. The only thing here is the problem of timing, because you might buy tickets and the person is not able to go to the theater on this day. So it's better to discuss it maybe somehow, or buy a ticket with open dates. But also, often we face the problem that, we know that, for example, I know that my friend likes music, but what can we do with that? We cannot really present them a guitar or a ukulele or anything, because instruments are expensive and frequently we don't really know what the person needs. For example, my friend, he turned 18 this November, he plays the clarinet. I have no idea. I recently found out that it's so difficult with the clarinet because you need several pieces. It consists of different compartments, and because you're playing, it also becomes wet and it gets like the sound quality gets worse with the time, and you need to replace different compartments. So difficult. I have no idea. But what I do, if I know about some interest of my friends, I start Googling like, gifts related with music or gifts related with chess. Another friend of mine enjoys chess. And there are different options. Of course, many of them are not super interesting or nice, or it's just useless. You look at it and you think, okay, it's going to be a trash. It's just going to lie on the tables, on the shelves and collect dust. Okay. But if you know what to think about, for example, a good quality poster, high quality poster, is a cool gift. For example, this year I was searching with this method and I found a poster with classical musicians, tree, genealogical tree. I can show you the picture. And my friend was impressed because before he got a calendar and he said, oh, well, maybe I don't have a space on my wall for a calendar. But when he saw this poster, he said, I do have space. That was very funny. Also, some decorations, some small, even clothes, if you know that it will be appreciated. For example, from his parents, my friend also got a hoodie with holster. And Holster was a composer, and he created a set of music called The Planets of the Solar System. You can read about it. I'm not a professional in music, and it's also very cool. Or if you search lamps, like decorations related to this or that hobby. Last year, my friend who got the book by Anna Desnitska, eventually I was planning to give him a chess lamp. If I find it, I can show you the picture. And yeah, it's not probably something that, wow, crazy, but it's something that definitely shows that you had thought about the person. Another category of gifts, these are gifts that are typical, standard, but you can play with it a bit and you can create a story behind. Or if, for example, you want to give a mug, don't give just a mug, give a huge mug. For example, like I gave the gift to my friend for her birthday in this October because I know that she's a big tea lover and she likes consuming tea like in big mugs with milk and all the stuff. Or if you want to play, you can write a story behind. If you want to give some numbered coloring book or picture, you can say, okay, this is the picture. You probably don't want to spend time on coloring, but if you color it, you will see something that unites us all together. And then in the end, the person colors and there is a picture of Timmy, for example. I love Timmy. I think Timmy is halb Mensch, definitely, half person, and he unites all of us together because we all love Timmy. But yeah, it's just an example. A break to show that I'm a weird person. When I was turning 17 or 18, I don't remember exactly, but in Russia, the tradition says that you shouldn't actually give people a watch, a clock, or a knife, because it's a bad omen. But you can trick the bad omen. Russian traditions, Russian superstitions. Mwah! I love it. And you can trick the omen by asking for a coin. Those like money collecting pigs, money saving pigs, you're also kind of not allowed to give them. And you can put a coin inside for the person to have money, or the person can buy it from you for one small coin. It can be like 1 euro cent, for example, 1 cent, 10 kopeek, kopeyka, Russian currency. And my uncle and my aunt came to my birthday, and they said that we are giving you an object that actually you're not allowed to give because it's a bad omen. So you have to give us a coin. And they said, yeah, what can it be? Usually those are knives or watches. And I lighted up and I said, I'm getting a knife. I'm getting a knife. Didn't get a knife. Yeah, I guess I have some issues with knives. But it's cool to have a knife. A good knife to cut vegetables. The one that stays sharp for a long time. I think it's a great gift. Or just a knife that you can take alone. Not to kill people, but just like a Swiss knife. I think it's a good idea. Yeah, and definitely weird. I know that. Another category, if you know that your friend appreciates that, but yeah, make sure joke gifts. If you notice that your friend concentrates, or relatives hyperfixates on something, you can give it as a gift. I can give an example, like it's a strange example, but a friend of mine, we spent one New Year's in Berlin. And the Christmas time, it was 2022, from 2022 to 2023. And she was shocked that these Christmas stars that Germans like hanging, many of them were red. And she was really upset with red stars. She was saying, how could you hang a red star? It's such a communist manifesto. And she was spotting red stars at 5 kilometers, like 5 kilometers before. She spotted those red stars. And the next year, she got a small red star from Nana. This is the name of the shop. And she laughed, of course. It was very funny. But yeah, you should make sure that it's still a gift. It's not like a box in a box in a box. And that your friend will laugh with you and not will say, okay, we're not friends anymore. Don't be mean, okay? Okay, the next category of gifts can be a bit tricky because it's the gift related with what you actually love, what you enjoy doing or watching or reading. And in this case, you share something that you really love and you suggest doing it together, or the person can do it by themselves. Read a book that makes a lot of sense for you, or if it's very important for you, or watch something, or play a board game, for example. It's a funny example for me because I hate board games. I hate everything but Imaginarium. But a board game can also be something bonding, like questions to know each other better, because we always think that we know our nearest and dearest well, but actually we don't. I remember once my friend from Sweden, she just decided to organize this activity for us. And yeah, like the questions, like what is your love language? What would you do if you had $1 million, for example? And I remember I was saying, like, if I had all the money in the world, I would buy European citizenship, when it was like a very, very, very troublesome stage of my life, when I was like person nomad with nothing. I was always saying I would buy a citizenship. Because the problem is that like Russian oligarchs who sponsor the war, many of them have citizenships. They are able to buy them. But simple people who are fleeing from the dictatorship or from the war, they're just not able to do that. They're living without a status. Again, politics. What the heck is going on today? Why I said that this kind of gift is tricky. It is tricky because you can never know unless you are really dedicated to pressure on your friend or to like make sure that the person reads or watches or does that. And you must be prepared that the person might not want to share this interest with you, and it's totally fine. So if you know like for sure that the person might be interested, might be into it. For example, I have Patriot by Alexei Navalny. I'm sure that I will give it to one of my friends in German, translated into German, because I think they would love that. But otherwise, there were many times when it just didn't work out. For example, to one of my friends, my friend and I, that moment, we were like very poor, very miserable. We collected money together and bought Master and Margarita for him. Of course, he didn't read that. He promises, he says every time that I will carve some time to read Master and Margarita. He never does, and I don't think he will. And yeah, it's also his right. And also he enjoys reading like very heavy books about economics. And I always say to him, yeah, if you really want to, you can of course give me one of those, but I cannot guarantee that I will ever read it, because he gave me a book. I'll show you once, and it's not economics, it's this one, and I just I will read it. Klaus, if you're watching it, I promise one day I will read it, but it's just it just seems such a commitment. And every year, I think I got it in 2021, gosh, I think so, or 2022 at least. It's already almost 2025. I still cannot commit to this book. That's crazy. I would suggest, if you give something personal to another person, don't take it personally. Huh? It was a horrible phrase. I'm sorry. If someone asked me, like, what is the coolest present, I think I would say I would love to do puppy yoga. It's so expensive, 40 euro per session. Or fish painting. I saw it on Instagram. Or some pottery clay workshop. It's so great. So great. They don't even have to buy it for me. I think if they could go with me, so great. And the last but not least category is handmade. I did a lot of handmade gifts. I am a crocheter. Now I need a bit too. And I crocheted a gift for almost every friend of mine because I was still depressed and I want them to have something to remember me. So each of them got a gift. One of my friends got a dragon, one of them got a cow, and it's all connected with our memories together and their interests. And once I even crocheted Karl Marx for my friend. It was so ugly at the beginning. Like, it turned out well, but at the beginning it was like a very ugly doll of Lenin or something like this. But it was his girlfriend advised me on making that, and I made it, and he was quite happy. And if you cannot do that, as if, let's say in Russia, if your arms are growing from the wrong place, from the ass, for example, who knows? It's not an insult. I also got this problem previously. You can work on it if you want to. If you don't want to, it's also fine. It's also fine. It's fine to be clumsy. You know, it's just you. You can pay for finding an artist, and an artist, a crochet artist, somewhere on Etsy or on Instagram, create a super cool thing for you, but it will be costly, unfortunately. And also, even making by yourself, it might turn out to be quite expensive. And it might take a lot of time because like blanket that I was crocheting for my friends for the previous Christmas took quite some time, a lot of investment. Yarn, to save money on yarn, you can buy some mixed types of yarns, not like 100% wool, and even 100% wool will be too itchy. And cotton is usually quite cheap. But if you want to, I don't know, knit or crochet an alpaca sweater for your friends, are you a rock fan? Otherwise, if you cannot invent something crazy to surprise your friends, and it's also fine. You don't have to go insane trying to find the perfect gift, because it wipes all the meaning behind this day. And the day, I mean Christmas and the holidays and the New Year's, it's about being together, about sharing time together, and some warm moments and memories. And it's not about running and searching and being and standing in the long lines in these horrible shops for Christmas. It's really, really unpleasant to be there, even if you want just to drop by to buy a book in the bookshop. You might get into trouble there. I hope you don't have a panic attack. I hope you are mentally well, because you need to be mentally well to be in these places. Otherwise, if you want something easy and quick, Goodshine, it's okay. Or in the bookshops, I love bookshops because not only can you find something like about books with books, of course, but there are always some small souvenirs. For example, some small growing kits for some plants. For example, I bought once for a friend of mine sunflowers in a small watering can. It was so sweet and cute. A package with socks, some nice warm socks, fairy lights, or something like nice and interesting, or chocolates in a weird package, although usually they're not super tasty. But yeah, if you want to show your attention, to show that you care for a person, it might also work because you thought about the person, you made it, you put it all together, small box with small presents. I think it's also very, very touching and nice. But okay, don't go crazy about buying gifts. I hope I gave you some ideas. I hope brainstorming went well, and I wanted to share my logic, how I search for the gifts and how I give gifts and how I give some meaning to these gifts. And yeah, knowing this strategy, it might make the process a bit easier, although yeah, it's not easy, especially if you gave great gifts one year. It's very hard to overshade, as I had already said, in the next year. But yeah, love and attention, the most important thing. So yeah, I wish you love and peace from Anna of Northern Germany, and I wish you a great coming Christmas season. Although I personally still I'm a November autumn person. I enjoy this season, and I know that after Christmas there will be like 2 dark months, January and February. I don't really enjoy them. I don't know if anyone does, possibly not, but we still have December to enjoy. Yeah, see you in the next videos. Tschüss.